I want you to think of a time you were really hard on yourself. You could have made a mistake, could have been at work, or you snapped at someone you loved, or even just felt stuck. In that moment, did you have kind words for yourself? Or was it a period of something that you couldn't ever say to your best friend? Today, in this episode, we are going to hold space for ourselves. Let me take you down on a journey, so stick around. Hello and welcome back. It's a brand new year. My name is Sandra, the host of the Unfiltered Shirts podcast. This pod is all about conversations that guide us to our core wisdom in a bid to be able to get home to who we truly are. We stretch a bit and talk about life, ups, downs, and everything in between. If this is a kind of conversation that you believe you'd want to be a part of, participate in, kindly hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And for those that have been here since we began, thank you for watching. Thank you for constantly loving and supporting this podcast. With that said, today I'm all about holding space for ourselves. We hold space for other people, but no one tells us to take time and hold space for ours. So today that's a kind of conversation that I'm bringing to you, and I would like for us to share. Let me start with everything holding space isn't about before I go and describe what it is or define it. Holding space isn't about being lazy. Holding space isn't about letting yourself off the hook. Holding space isn't about self indulgence. So, what does it mean? What I would describe as holding space for you is when you deliberately, intentionally set out to be compassionate with your growth, like compassionate in every season of your time that you're in. As humans, we evolve, go through different seasons. And the same way we would extend grace to our friends, our loved ones, and hold space for them in whatever season and time they are in their lives. That's the same we are going to do for ourselves in this particular year. Remember, it's still the brand new year. So we are going to hold space for ourselves. And what does this look like? I'd want to say or attach it to like 3 pillars. I don't like so many things because when you tell people so many things, they lose track. Okay, not necessarily, but yeah. So 3 pillars that I would anchor this on. And the first one is being non-judgmental. Do not judge yourself or you for the things that you are going through. What I mean by this is, for example, I'll say, for example, if you had a child and they fell, scraped their knees, and they started crying, you wouldn't tell them to hush up, like shush, stop crying, you're clumsy. That's you judging them. But rather, you're going to extend grace and kindness, embrace them, hold them, get down to below where they are, tell them, this hurts and it's okay to cry, but you're going to clean that up together and go through it. So, same applies to you. If there's a season that you are in, there's a period that's maybe not great, don't judge yourself. Don't think you're messed up. Don't think you're broken. Give yourself grace. Don't judge you. Just experience it in a much positive way. The other pillar would be curiosity. What do I mean by curiosity? Instead of saying, for example, let me see, what can I give from my perspective? For example, there's a time in my life where money was money, if you know what I mean. Like I would make the money. I work hard really. I make the money, but it would keep, I don't know, it comes through this hand and goes through this hand. So I think for a long time it was really harsh on me and I was like, oh my God, I'm so messed up. I can't even figure out this money thing. So when I began to extend grace to me, I started using more gentle words towards myself. And that looked like me saying, why am I like this? Like I was being curious. Why am I like this? Why do things go like this? As opposed to calling myself messed up, a failure, I flipped the script and said, why am I like this? Now that one raises curiosity and helps me fathom and get to the deep issue of why I am like that. As opposed to saying I am messed up, it's like I have sealed it in stone that I am a mess, which I actually wasn't. So the third pillar to holding space would be presence. I mean, what I mean by presence is you simply existing in that thing that you're in, not to see a problem to fix, but just to sit in it and enjoy it, for lack of a better word. Not because you are happy or where you are at, but to just bring present. Now, how exactly do we hold space for ourselves? Because we've looked at the pillars or ingredients of holding space, which are presence, which are curiosity, and being non judgmental. Now let's look at the ways or how exactly we can execute holding space for ourselves. So I'll start with the first one, the pause method. The acronym P.A.U.S.E, like pause for the word pause. So pause, the P is where you literally pause, like take a break and look around and understand what this thing exactly is all about. Then A, acknowledge. Acknowledge that there's this season X and it's okay. It has come. Appreciate it. For you is where we understand like you are able to fathom why X and X has happened and it makes sense. S, be self compassionate. You cannot hold space for something that you are not compassionate about. So it's very important to have self compassion towards yourself. So for the E in the pause method, we are expanding. Like, what's that one small, tiny step that you can do to push you to the next phase or whatever it is that you're dealing with? So that's all about the pause method. The other one is the journal dialogue. Like for everything that is going on, you write it down. But this time, you're going to say it aloud. When you say it aloud, you're able to it's like you're putting your, how can I say it? It's like you're putting your thoughts here on a mirror and you're actually looking at you're looking at yourself and your thoughts and you're able to exteriorize and see what exactly you are dealing with in that moment. So that's all about the journaling. Don't stop writing. Don't stop writing. Write everything that comes to your mind. Write everything without being judgmental towards it. And just put it here and there. And then, yeah, you will be able to pick out like the real issues that you're dealing with vis-a-vis the dramatic emotions, feelings that are attached to it that point to you being a certain kind of way that you're actually not. The other method is practicing to say, and that's okay. Like for example, when I was on my low modes, I would be where I would say like I am sad. And that's okay. There's no harm in being sad. I don't have to be sad for eternity, but it's okay to be sad to a degree and for a period of time. So for everything that you feel you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling like a mess right now. And that's okay. You're not going to be a mess for the rest of your life. So in that moment, just acknowledge, be like, it's okay right now. But of course, it's not going to be okay if it's like an eternity kind of thing. Now, with that said, someone would confuse, including myself, holding space for many things. For example, or what are some of the pitfalls that people have with holding space? Number one, some might confuse holding space for being lazy. That's why in the beginning I began with saying everything that isn't holding space, and being lazy isn't holding space. I'm not saying that just be there, do whatever, don't do nothing. No. All I'm saying is in that time and point in time, when you are doing something, just be kind. I'm not asking you to be lazy. So people confuse holding space with laziness. The other pitfall is people believe that just because you're holding space, or people get frustrated when things don't work out. Even when you're holding space for yourself, there are things that you're going to think there are the answers. They're not the answers to whatever it is that you're trying to resolve. Don't get frustrated. Just like in everyday life, you set out to do something and it doesn't work out. It's okay, it didn't work out. So I'll try it out another way, as opposed to being frustrated with it. The other pitfall is people thinking that they need to wait for the perfect time to show up or to start, for lack of a better word. There is nothing like, there is no such a thing as perfect time. Time will never be right. Situations, circumstances will never be right, but get started anyway. For example, when I set out to start the podcast, for a very long time I procrastinated for years, by the way. So early last year, I had a feeling I wanted to get started, but then I had so many voices in my head, and I kept on saying, I'll start when I get better. I was going through mental breakdown, and I was like, oh my God, I'll start when I'm fully healed. Anywho, long story short, I began anyway. I showed up every day, whether I was anxious, whether I was normal, whether I was scared, I showed up. So there's no right time to show up. And along the way, it gets better. So there's no such a thing as I wait for the right time and do ABCD. So that's another pitfall. So as we come to a close of this episode, I want you to take one thing with you. I want you to know that holding space is an immense act of strength, and it's a foundation of very many things in our lives. If you ever find yourself at a point in life where you must hold space for yourself, please do so. Don't think of it as being lazy. Don't think of it as letting yourself off the hook, but rather you are trying to redirect your journey and do what's best for yourself. Tell me in the comment section how you are planning to hold space for yourself, or what is it that you do to hold space for you. What I just shared is just my kind of way of holding space. I would like to know what your way of holding space looks like, and together let's build a resource for this community. But before I end, don't forget to pay this message forward by sharing it with a friend. Give it a thumbs up so that it only shows that these conversations are very important. But don't forget to subscribe. Like, guys, why are we watching lots and lots without being subscribed? And for those of us that have subscribed, please remain subscribed. With that said, thank you for lending me your ears once again. Until next time, bye. I value the time you've put in to watch this video. Thank you so much from my heart of hearts. If this message resonated with you in one way or the other, please subscribe. The purpose of this podcast is to bring hope, restoration, and resilience. Let's share this video with every one of us that we know is going through something and needs comfort